So I did some gardening this weekend. I bought a couple rose bushes. This one is a white rose. It's supposed to be really super white. It's called the Pope John Paul. I don't know, Pope John Paul II. I don't know why. Anyway, it's supposed to be super white. Anyway, I got that one, and I put one down in the garden too. I hope you don't mind. I'll show you that one too. But it occurred to me after I planted it that maybe I should have asked you. But I bought two roses, and I bought this little red hot poker, it's called. I planted that. But I mean, it was really cheap, so if you really don't want it there, we can transplant it. We could just yank it, no big deal. I really not that attached, so. But anyway. But I just I mainly soaked everything. I had to, while I was working out here, I just put the hose on soaker and lay it down next to the trees and the rose bushes and everything, and just soaked everything really good. So we got them on drip, but I think it's good every once in a while to just give them a good soaking. And just easy, real easy on the drip. And this, if you remember the strawberries, this level was way down low. It was way down there. You had to bend over to get in there. If you remember, there was just, the strawberries were in here. There was just these 6 strawberries plants. They've always been here. Actually, most of them, I think I added a couple, but anyway. So what I did is I took them out and I brought the level of dirt up and then transplanted them back. So you can get to them, and they get more sun that way, and they needed some fresh dirt. That dirt was just old, real old. And then these are the raspberries that Mike and Don gave us. They've been in little pots for quite a while now, so I just put them in here. But everything's looking pretty good. Our thornless berry bush, I forget, that's raspberry or boysenberry, I don't know, I forget what kind of berry that is. I forgot where we got it. I don't know if Mike and Don gave us that one too. It was in a pot, and it kept tipping over. It was getting too big and it was tipping over, so we planted that. I think I already showed you that. And then this, I don't know if this is persimmon or what this is. I'm not sure what that tree is, but that was there. It's always been there. But mainly, like I said, I trimmed everything back. I deadheaded all the roses, all these little ones, as many as I could, and soaked everything really good. And I kind of made a little hump around the roses, so when I soak them, I can throw it in there, and all the water stays contained to the rose. So probably put a little bit more mulch in there. I don't know, they look pretty good. They just worked out here this weekend, mainly yesterday. It's out here all day. The roses are starting to look a little better, starting to get new growth and starting to get some blooms going too. This has got some starting. This is all new growth. Got a rose coming up, so I think they're going to be fine. This has got a couple coming out. And this one just got a new bloom. Almost like a different color. Or it is a different color. Maybe it changes. So I found, I don't know if I told you this, but these, I think I told you this. This one, that one, and there's two more. This one and the one behind it over there. That's rootstock. Don was telling me this next door. He's really knowledgeable about roses. He's wrote a couple articles and been published. He's working down there with the Luther Burbank Gardens down there. I think it's the one down in Santa Rosa. But anyway, yeah, he doesn't like to brag on himself, but Mike was telling me all this, and then I talked to him about it, and he confirmed that. But he knows a lot about roses. And these are some neat old rose plants. Some of these are really old, like 100 years old. But anyway, this rootstock, what happened was, at some point they had a rose bush out here, is what he thinks. Well, he knows because he helped Patty plant these. And so that was a rose that died, and then the suckers just came up and it went back to its rootstock. So that's why it looks like that, and that one too. They used to be nice rose bushes. And I never knew that. I just thought that they planted these, but they didn't. That was grafted to a rose, and then it died for whatever reason, and then it went back to its rootstock. Apparently this is a real common rootstock for California roses. So anyway, these are looking really good. These have been blooming like crazy. I don't know if they're going to continue blooming. I don't know if those are blooms or if that's what's left from the bloom. But anyway, they look really nice. Hopefully they'll keep blooming. So, and this is the rose, this is the yellow one I put in. Like I said, I should have asked you before I planted that, but if you don't want it there, it's really no problem. I can transplant it somewhere else or whatever. And then as far as your cherry tree, I found out that down at my grandmother's house, my grandfather planted 4 elm trees, and they're really old. He planted them in the 50s. And there's 4 of them, and 3 of them just were normal leaves everywhere, and one of them just looked totally dead like 2 weeks ago, not a leaf on it. And we thought it was dead or dying or whatever. And I just told my uncle, he lives there now, I told him just leave it for now. And all of a sudden it started leafing out, and now it's almost full of leaves in about a matter of 2 weeks. So, and this thing is starting to get leaves, so hopefully this tree is fine. For some reason it just didn't get the leaves. Maybe it flowered too early and the rain did something to it. I don't know exactly, but it doesn't seem dead. It's very moist. There's moisture in all the ends. It's not brittle and dry, so hopefully it's fine. We will see. And then I threw put in some new dirt in these, and I just planted a couple things. If you want to plant something, there's plenty of room. I can always move these over there and make room, and I just threw something in it just to throw something in it. I bought a couple tomatoes and a couple peppers. But I would love it if you guys wanted to come up and plant some stuff. Definitely move some stuff around. These are just beans and peas here. So anyway. Oh, and then I have a question about this. This is all those herbs. I don't know if you planted those, if those were there. It used to look pretty good, but I thinned it out a bunch, but it was just out of control, and it just doesn't look that good. So my question is, a couple of things. Can I just take everything out and redo it all, put some dirt in, and replant some herbs? Do you want me to just clean it out and just leave a little section of whatever's growing there? I think there's a couple different ones. Or do you want me to just leave it alone altogether? Whatever you want me to do. But it definitely needs some attention. And then my next question is these cherry trees. These little cherry trees. There's one right here, and there's one right there. And they're the same exact as this cherry tree. And they grew from pits. I think either a bird dropped them or they just fell off and grew. But Don thinks they're too far from the tree to be a sucker from the roots, which I agree. So anyway, do we want to leave those? Do we just want to pull them out? Do we want to try to transplant them? That's my other question. They're kind of real close to this rose bushes here, so. And then this cherry tree, it's got cherries, not like it used to, but it's definitely got some cherries this year. But it's just really sparse. There's just hardly any on there, but there are some. So I just think it's this weird weather we've been having, that real early heat, tricking the tree into thinking it's spring, and then it starts flowering, and then the rain, of course we got some rains and it probably knocked off the flowers or whatever. So this one, last year, if you remember, we didn't get any cherries. This year we're just going to get a few. So anyway, but everything's looking good. I just wanted to show you. Everything's weeded and mulched and watered real well. The apple trees are looking good. We got some apples on them. Some nice apples. Yeah, a lot of these roses. Apparently Don has a rose bush for you. He got for you guys. He's going to come up and plant it. Mike was telling me. Hope that wasn't supposed to be a surprise, but anyway. But a lot of these roses have tags on them. Tagged, and I think you probably already know that. This one has a tag. I know it does. Oh, there it is right there. And they're like 100 years old. That one's tagged. That one over there is tagged too. It's got a tag, and then one of these other ones I saw a tag. But anyway, the garden's looking good. I hope you guys get up here, and I'd really like you to show me how to prune these roses. Once the blooms die, I don't know exactly how to cut the old ones off. I know you're supposed to go down a certain length or something, but anyway. Getting a little better each year at this. I'd really like to get these in shape though, because they're really nice rose bushes. Anyway, the garden looks good. Hopefully you can come up and do some gardening. And like I said, I just threw some plants in here just to get something going, but I'd really like it if you guys had the time to plant something. There's plenty of room, and like I said, I can move some stuff around. Just put these in, it's no biggie.